nerds, what's up? So for this last installment for celebrating anime, I am going to be drawing 3 of my favorite anime characters and also the main characters of 3 different shonen anime, which are Hinata Shoyo, Monkey D. Luffy, and Tanjiro Kamado. So stick with me as we do this, and I hope you enjoy. A quick update from me before really diving into these characters. I have been working like crazy at our new house, just renovating it and getting it ready for us to move in. We were lucky enough to close and give ourselves about a month and a half to get it ready before we're moving in. So if I sound tired or just kind of move all over the place, that's why. I'm also debating whether to put that content on a different channel just because my YouTube channel is already against the algorithm because there's too many different subject matters that I'm covering. So anyway, I would love to know your guys' opinion because I really do want to share my home journey and like all of the different things that I'm doing with it because I love home stuff. I've been a big fan of that and wanted to be an interior designer before pursuing graphic design. So anyway, but let's jump into these characters. So for anyone who doesn't know, shonen anime is anime that is usually targeted at young boys and contain a lot of action. They're very entertaining, and a lot of the times these characters seem to follow the same type of formula, which are very driven, stubborn, fun characters, usually not very academically smart, but very much driven to follow whatever dream they are pursuing. So these 3 boys are no exception of the shonen character kind of stereotype. Hinata, Luffy, and Tanjiro all have definitely are driven and will follow that drive to a fault, whether or not it is to the detriment of their own bodies. So the first character that I'm drawing is Hinata Shoyo, and if you watched our my sister and I ranking our favorite anime openings, I say that Hinata is the sun because they compare him to the sun in the anime. Hinata is a bright and bubbly, maybe slightly obnoxious personality. He is just full of joy and kindness. I don't think he's ever met a stranger kind of vibe. Not to say that he is not intimidated and fearful of certain people, but he is definitely super bubbly, outgoing, and doesn't really catch the hint of maybe you don't want to talk to him. But again, like he is just, the kindness is almost too infectious to ignore. So he is a precious character, and he is honestly one of my favorites in Haikyuu. And he has a drive to become the next little giant. The little giant was a famous high school volleyball player, probably also going into college, and he was small, just like Hinata, and by small I mean he is short for a volleyball player, but he didn't let that stop him from being the MVP of his team at the time. So Hinata saw that on TV and has decided that he is going to be the next little giant because it really inspired him that he could still play and love volleyball no matter what your size is. And Hinata has this crazy ability to jump extremely high and super fast, and so he just goes through this journey of just trying to get better and better at volleyball. Again, he's super kind. He rarely has enemies, but rather rivalries, and in the end usually makes friends with at least one opposing teammate. But yeah, no, he's a great and really fun character to watch and enjoy seeing his growth as a person and as a volleyball player. Drawing Hinata in the Demon Slayer style was definitely difficult, and drawing this position, this picture was difficult. And instead of putting the water effect that was in the original reference. I wanted to, again, reflect that Hinata is the sun and using sun breathing and being able to use fire instead of water for this picture. So I just thought that would be a nice touch. Monkey D. Luffy is the main character for One Piece, and he is definitely, I have a dream, I'm going to follow it no matter what, and that is to become the Pirate King. And he has no idea where to start. He literally just grabs a boat and heads out into the ocean and almost dies in like the first chapter, but luckily falls asleep in a barrel and goes down a whirlpool, but then another pirate crew picks up that barrel thinking it's full of cargo, like new food or something, and then he wakes up and he's like, oh, thank goodness, I definitely thought I was gonna be a goner. He is naively optimistic, just stupidly optimistic. He is definitely not the smartest person, in sharpest tool in the shed, you know, sharpest knife in the drawer, you get it. But he has the most ridiculous ambition, and if you feed him, he will become loyal and your best friend, probably. That is something that is a positive of Luffy, is that he is pretty dang loyal to you if he determines that you are going to be his friend. And that happens a lot, that he determines if you're going to be friends, whether or not you want to be his friend. He is, like I said before, a stubborn shonen character, driven shonen character. You probably grow to love him if you don't love him at the beginning. Again, just like Hinata, he grows, which is a good thing about his character, is that he does grow. He faces some serious consequences, not only for his actions, but seeing just the world in general. And again, he will stick by you as a loyal friend. So that's probably one of my favorite things about him. I used different references for each of these pictures, trying to put in these characters into each other styles. So for Luffy, I definitely thought that he would be in Hinata's position as well, as a middle blocker. So in this universe, like, Luffy wouldn't have his stretchy rubber powers, but instead I think he would just be a very good middle blocker, and in the sense kind of maybe inhumanly be able to stretch himself so that he's able to block the volleyball. And that's where I would kind of pay homage to his stretchy powers from the original story. Last but certainly not least, we have Tanjiro from Demon Slayer, and I drew him in One Piece style, specifically, of course, the anime style. All of these I tried to do more anime style than the manga style. And Tanjiro is, I would say, closer reflecting to Hinata in the sense of just overwhelming kindness, and that is something that I adore about Tanjiro, is that even his enemies, on most occasions, even when his enemies are defeated, he still shows remorse and kindness and pity to them, and he does a lot of things to either respect them as they pass or just trying to make things better, basically trying to make the world better. Tanjiro is the one shonen character out of this group that he did not start with a drive. He was just a sweet big brother, and through a terrible tragedy is forced to go into this new world and find this goal of becoming a demon slayer, but also to keep his sister alive and turn his sister back from being a demon. So in that sense, it was like neat to see a shonen character who's not just like, I'm gonna be this person when I grow up, I'm gonna be the greatest swordsman. He was like, no, this is the situation that has been handed to me, and now I'm going to do this no matter what. Again, Tanjiro is the sun as well, as I compare him with Hinata. They are just unrelenting in their kindness and in their ability to befriend almost anyone, which is just really sweet. All three of these characters are just very fun to see on screen, and their personalities are pretty infectious, maybe slightly obnoxious, but overall you can come to enjoy them a lot, and they are great main characters. And I did have fun drawing them in different styles. I think my favorite out of these three is definitely the Luffy in the Haikyuu style. I think that one turned out the best, especially the foreshortened hand, good gracious. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with all of these drawings. So I drew these guys, and they're not necessarily my favorite characters out of their anime. For instance, for One Piece, Zoro is definitely one of my favorite characters, and also Kobe. But these characters are very fun, and I do enjoy them. I do love Tanjiro and Hinata a ton. But anyway, digressing. I hope that you all enjoyed celebrating anime with me this month, and I have more content to come. Again, I will be deciding what to do with the home kind of stuff that I really want to show on YouTube, but it might be better to have a second channel for that and just have a link to it and this channel and keep this channel more nerdy and arty. But I'd love to know your opinions down below. And yeah, I really, again, hope you enjoyed these characters. Who are your favorite anime characters? Thanks again so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.